If you ever feel like a failure and feel like sometimes your child's struggles are your fault, that's actually really common. It's important not to get into the negativistic spiral of I'm a failure, because that is going to keep you from being in the present moment with your child. So one of the biggest things to do when you have an automatic thought like I'm a failure is to just pause. For parents who learn and think differently, the experience of trying to help a child who is struggling in school can feel overwhelming and triggering. That's because for many people who learn and think differently, those past negative educational experiences can feel pretty traumatic. And seeing your child struggle in ways that feel all too familiar can bring up old feelings, behaviors, and stressors, which can make an already tough situation much more difficult. Today, we're talking about how past experiences can have a big impact on our present actions and emotions. For example, let's imagine a mom trying to help her daughter with her math homework. Her daughter's been struggling with math, and this homework is no exception. She's getting upset and frustrated. Time for mom to step in, right? But mom is feeling just as upset. She doesn't know how to help. She might even get angry or start crying. Her big emotions and worries for her daughter feel overwhelming. Will her child experience the same things she did? Will she be able to help her? Why does this have to be so difficult? But seriously, why is she so upset? It's just math homework. Well, not quite, because what we don't see is that this mom has dyscalculia, a learning disability that affects her ability to understand and work with numbers. She's avoided math for years because as a child, her struggles made her feel ashamed and embarrassed. She was often punished for failing tests or not turning in her homework. The adults in her life told her to stop being lazy and try harder, which didn't help. Now, as an adult herself, she feels less capable than her friends. She's embarrassed that everyday things like reading a clock, managing money, or even just calculating the tip feels so impossible. So let's look at this picture again, knowing what we know. To someone else without her history, math homework is just another task. But for this mom, seeing her daughter struggle in such a familiar way brings up a flood of upsetting feelings. Her brain has created an automatic pathway between her own experiences in school and her daughter's struggles with math. So how do we get off this road? Here are a few things to consider. Do you ever downplay your school struggles thinking, it's not a big deal, or I should just move on? Or on the flip side, do you label yourself as a failure? Think about how you frame your own experiences. Are you giving them too little or too much space in your head? Instead, try not to minimize or maximize past struggles. Your experiences were valid and genuine, but they don't have to define who you are. Noticing patterns of negative self-talk can help you change the way you view yourself. Here's a big challenge. Pick a time of day and for a couple of hours, try to speak to yourself the way you'd like for your child to speak to themselves. See if you're able to be kind to yourself during this short amount of time. Can you relate to this? Leave us a comment and let us know. Sharing our stories can make a huge difference, and we'd love to hear from you. Here are some exercises to try between now and our next video drop. A little homework, if you will. Ugh, how did that word feel? You can also find these linked in the description. 1, a mindfulness activity. Using mindfulness can help you manage emotions and process difficult experiences from the past. 2, an awareness activity. Becoming more aware of your own experiences can help you understand your current feelings and build coping strategies. Find some quiet time and try writing down some of the things you remember from your own school experience. What stands out? Particular experiences? Sounds like the bell or the sound of the lunchroom? Visual memories like the way the school hallways looked? Smells like the scent of your classroom? What feelings do these bring up for you? All right, that's it for this episode. Join us for our next episode when we talk about why situations and interactions can trigger upsetting feelings.